Drugs are bad for you. I don't think that has to really be said. Of course, anything taken in moderation is fine, but if you take drugs over the course of enough years, it can cause heart failure, depression, withdrawal, just bad stuff. But, and I hope, we are all adults here. We know all this stuff, but hear me out. What if you took a drug and you got powers? For like an hour. Like an hour exactly. And you are right to know that sounds fucking stupid. But I forgot to tell you that this hypothetical is set in the 1940s, and we are in a room with a bunch of young white guys trying to make the next Superman. Why try and come up with something fantastical like nuclear bombs or even alien origins? Throw away the rich guy cliche and go all in on drugs. A lot of drugs. And the heroes do drugs. Again, a lot of drugs. Mostly one guy, though, kind of in the back of the JSA headquarters, just going to the bathroom a lot. That crazy guy is Hourman. He did not get that name from the ladies. No, he got it from the fact that his drug, Miraclo, gave him super strength, super speed, and all that good generic stuff. But it only lasted for an hour. So Rex Taylor, a biochemist, made his cool discovery, and of course he decides to test it out before making a rash judgment on letting anyone else know his secret drug. That night, he stops a robbery. He feels good, he feels sexy somehow in that outfit, and so the guy who I had stated a second ago was keeping the drug a secret decides to have an ad in the papers, so people will know about him. This feels like it stops being about academic discovery and more like an ego boost, but eventually he found himself helping create the Justice Society of America. I still have no clue how Dr. Fate and Hawkman looked at that dude who had powers for an hour and thought, oh yeah, that guy would be really good at protecting an entire nation. All of us, including the spirit of vengeance, are on the same level as this guy. Surprise, surprise, a few years later, Rex is addicted to his secret drug. He quickly stops taking it and tries to find other ways to use his powers. He goes through this whole journey trying to discover the best way to unlock his dormant powers without being controlled by a drug, and at the end he finds out all he has to do is say, "Man of the hour." Are we not gonna act like this is pathetic? Let me give you the reason why I think that. His powers still last an hour. In 1943, Rex retired. He lasted 3 full years. How did he not see this coming when his main source for being a hero was to take a pill that corrupted his body? Actually, it gets worse because he allows his son Rick to take the mantle. In a way, DC at the time was saying not only should you be doing drugs, but your children should grow up taking drugs with you. This is the only thing I think is worse than the original Sandman, a hero who fucking gasses people into sleeping. He actually commits a war crime on street criminals, and that's better than a guy being chill with his kid becoming addicted to drugs just like him. Rick got leukemia, by the way, so the drug actually gives you cancer. Rick does follow his father's steps by trying to find a way to be a hero without the drugs, but he still has cancer. I'm not trying to say you can't be a hero if you have cancer. I'm just saying, instead of worrying about your hero life, you should worry about the fucking tumor in your bones. But don't worry. The third and final Hourman, an android named Matthew Taylor, cures Rick's cancer. And they gave him an hourglass that allows him to use his powers. Again, are we not allowed to take a breather from the hero life, guys? You could have fucking died of cancer and you just strapped the fuck back in? Take a vacation, Rick. You have a wife. Settle down or something, man. No, of course, that's stupid. Without a guy who has powers for an hour who's going to fight apes and aliens. Definitely not the hundreds of other heroes around the world that also do what he does, but they don't have to rely on random things like drugs and hourglasses to have powers for an hour. Have I yet to mention it's 1 hour a day? I don't know. I hope the android makes sense. I'm going to pull the curtain back a bit. When writing a script, I like to look at wikis to get a decent idea of the topic I'm about to talk about before reading some important comics and making the final draft. It helps get the tone down before getting the context, and maybe I get some funny jokes out of it. This is the first thing you read when you look up the third Hourman, Matthew Taylor. During his lifetime, Rex Taylor, the first Hourman, had frequent blackouts that sometimes lasted entire weekends. It turned out that these were actually periods of time where he would travel to the future and run his company, Tyler Chemo Robotics. Once there, he would design the next generation robotics. It was in this future that Rex created the android Hourman. The android Hourman became self-aware in the year 85,269 nice AD. He was a Diamond Generation intelligent machine colony, DNA programmed with Tyler Miraclo gene bio software. He was a top-of-the-line android and still considered cutting-edge, even 2 years after his creation. Rex Taylor had high hopes for his android, whom he passed off as his own genetic code. What the fuck did any of that mean? Most of his early adventures were in the future with Justice Legion Alpha and DC 1 Million, which are two things that would sidetrack this video to oblivion. Eventually, Matt would make his home in the present day and join the JSA just like Rex and Rick. Matt got to meet Rex's niece, Rebecca Taylor, who was not only the CEO of Tyler Co., but also Our Girl. For some reason, they not only made another superhero from this family lineage, but had her own company and decided to do nothing with her. She got 7 appearances. I mean, that is better than some people, but what is the point of her? Does she even count if she appears once and is forgotten in time? Was she lost like a grain of sand at the bottom of an hourglass? At this point, in the present day, Rex, Rick, and Matt make appearances from time to time on JSA Comics. They somehow all 3 get added to comics all the time, but we can't have Kate Spencer back? You would rather push 3 random dudes, 3 random men who take drugs with the power set of an hour than Kate Spencer? Is there something wrong with you, sir? I hope you get fucking annihilated. Holy shit, I should not go that far. Is there something wrong with you? Yeah, I said it. There's something wrong with your brain, DC. What are you gonna take me away? Yeah, take me away. Take me away, but you can't imprison the truth. They said I could finish this video in my cell if I was good. Don't do drugs. Also like and subscribe. One of those is more important than the other. And maybe buy my book. I don't know. I need bail money.